Welcome everyone. You're watching Kings of Cricket. I'm Shivani Gupta. 2003-2023. It's two finals in the ODI World Cup against Australia and it's two losses for Team India. It just wasn't to be. It was a clash between an unstoppable force and an immovable object. But the immovable object that is Australia, especially in a World Cup final, did stop the unstoppable force that was India during this World Cup campaign. It was 10 wins on a trot for India to enter the World Cup final, but it has been a journey that has ended in heartbreak yet again. Remember, this is also another opportunity that has gone aslip. India remaining ICC trophy less for 10 years and more now. Their last ICC trophy came in 2013, which was the Champions Trophy. Australia comfortably chasing the smallish target of 241 that was set by India by 6 wickets. The men in blue were possibly 40 runs short, but what a tremendous century by Travis Head. He has really come good for Australia. He has joined the likes of Ponting and many others from Australia and Sri Lanka to score a winning century in a World Cup final. And Pat Cummins really has done it for Australia. He's joined the likes of Alan Border, Steve Waugh and Ricky Ponting to lift a World Cup trophy. So he's also in August company. Let's go across to our guests who are joining us. Ayaz Memon, Amarnath, Murali Kartik, Graham Swan and of course Venki will also be with us. Jimmy Paji, not to be today. No repeat of 1983 today.
Yeah, it's rather sad, but I would say they've tried their best. But I think if you see this match, especially, I think all credit should be given to Australia.
Yes.
The way they bowled, the way they fielded, the way they batted actually. So when you look at the scorecard, it's like Travis Head versus the entire Indian team.
Yeah.
Because the way he batted, the conditions were not really very easy to bat on. But as I said earlier, he's the guy who takes the attack to the opposition, and his areas where he likes bowler to bowl, when they keep on bowling, then he's very comfortable. It took some risk and all that, but he kept scoring runs and all that, so keep the pressure away. So I think one big partnership, can make all the difference.
Yeah, it was that one big partnership that was possibly missing for India, Swanee. But that one big partnership did come for Australia. They were also down 3 wickets very quickly. It could have gone either ways from there. But Travis Head and Labuschagne coming together. Labuschagne also getting his half century in a big final today.
Yeah, absolutely. When you lose early wickets and you're setting a total, it's often very hard to pace the innings. You lose wickets as you try and get the scoring rate going. But when you're chasing, when you know what you're chasing, that worked out perfectly for Australia, for Labuschagne especially. He basically just played it like a test match and batted really well, got 50 not out. But you have to take your hat off. And this pains me to say this, of course, as an Englishman, but you have to take your hat off to Australia. But Travis Head in particular, when David Warner got out, we were doing cartwheels. When Steve Smith got out, honestly, with the England lads here, we were loving it. But then Travis Head, he's just been one of the best players in world cricket for the last couple of years, and he showed why. That was a brilliant 100. To get a big 100 in a World Cup final, to win the trophy in someone else's backyard as well, in India's backyard. Yeah, you have to take your hat off. It pains me to say it, but on the day, Australia were the better team and actually deserved it today. Overall, throughout the tournament, India were the better team, but today when it mattered, it was Australia.
Yeah. And Murali Kartik, this is why Australia is so dangerous, isn't it? This is why nobody really wants to face them, especially in a World Cup final match.
Yeah, 100%. They've got the pedigree, they've got the lineage, they've got
the
mindset, they've got a track record to boast of. And sometimes they draw from all these things. Just look at the way they came back. Just think of what happened in South Africa. They had a hammering, they came to India, they lost that series. And there were so many things which were being asked about everybody. Everybody said, can Head be replaced? Who's going to come in his place? And then Head comes in and he gets a knock in the very first game. Imagine the likes of Stoinis and Cameron Green sitting out. And just the way they came back. Nobody would have given them a chance at, 97 for 5 or whatever with 200 runs to go. And then Maxwell comes out with an innings like that. They pull through a game against South Africa and they have actually done an India to India today. Just the way they stifled us and then the way they've knocked the runs. I think India had one bad game, so to say, if you have to think of it in a bad way. and it happened to be the finals against one of the most mentally strongest teams in the world. They've always been called hard as nails. There's a reason they are called hard as nails, and they've proven once again that they are the side to beat. Come what may, whatever the situation, you cannot discount or count Australia.
Absolutely, never. And this is, of course, their record 6th ODI World Cup title. This time they've done it in India. This is going to be one for the ages as well, especially, Venki, given the fact that Australia had to, kind of scrape through some of their matches. And of course, that Maxwell show, possibly against Afghanistan, was the turning point for them. Even after that, even the semi-final against South Africa wasn't the easiest of wins. But, they've just proven why they're world champions and one champion mentality.
Absolutely. Character, we've been talking about the character, and they did show the character in that game against Afghanistan, especially the Maxwell show where he got a double 100. And yeah, you have to keep looking for inspiration within your team. And I think probably Maxwell did provide that inspiration, and they started believing in themselves. Today, I'm not saying that India played badly. It's Australia who played better than India, as simple as that. I think throughout the tournament, it's India who are far, far better than any other side. They couldn't do anything. I mean, I did mention this in the beginning of the show earlier, saying that it's going to get better because of the pitch gets better. It becomes slightly more easier to bat. So nothing was happening when they were bowling.
Yes,
they did try everything, and it was the bounce was not. There was not much of bounce. The bounces that they were trying, it was a pretty it was not really going fast or not carrying much. And the slower ones are not gripping that much. There was not much of turn as far as the spinners were concerned. So they did try everything. I guess probably the only difference in this game was the Australian fielding. They stopped 20 runs, and they converted catches. So probably they would have scored, they would be chasing somewhere around 270, 280. If not for their fielding, as simple as that. It is just their fielding was the difference. And I think the Indians have done their best. The Indian team has done their best. They've given everything. And I think they need to keep their heads high, even if they have lost the finals.
No, it was a great campaign for them. But